So you have an event coming up. Maybe this is a corporate function, a trade show, wedding reception. Maybe you're just having some friends and family over for a small party at your private residence, and you're thinking about hiring a strolling magician. I am here to demystify what a strolling magician is, what they do, and give you some valuable information about the booking process and what to look for so that you can hire one of these great performers for your own event. Hi, my name is Spencer Gray. I'm a professional magician and mentalist, and here is everything that you need to know about hiring a strolling magician. Okay, right off the bat, let's get started. What is strolling magic? Strolling magic is an extremely versatile form of entertainment for private parties or public events where the entertainer sort of roams and travels the event, performing for individuals or groups in sort of a close-up setting. This style of entertainment is very organic. It's very intimate as the magic happens literally in your guests' hands. And so they really get that front row VIP experience into the magic.
Oh my God!
I really like to think of magic as the spark that ignites the fire of conversation. It really is such a powerful tool to use to get the ball rolling in conversation, to break the ice, to get guests to loosen up and have a good time.
Back under the box right there.
What? Oh my God!
A few different things that the performer may do is borrow keys, coins, rings, money, and perform an array of amazing tricks with those borrowed objects, as well as my personal favorite, which is mentalism or mind reading. And I love that again because it's so organic and it deals with the spectator or your guests and some things that they're thinking about.
I couldn't possibly know what it is, right?
Right.
It's a random word, right?
Right.
Did you look up horse?
Yes.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yeah?
Wow.
It's absolutely incredible, and it's always such a big hit for guests to experience. Okay, this first question is the most popular one that people want the answer to, so it's number one on our list, and that is, how much does a strolling magician cost? The performer will charge based on the date, time, location, a number of factors, including how many guests will be attending, how many hours you want the performer there for. Another key factor in the pricing is going to be the caliber and the experience level of the performer.
That was amazing.
More experienced performers who are full-time professionals are of course gonna cost a bit more. I always recommend just reaching out to whoever you're interested in. You'll answer a few questions for them and they'll be able to give you an accurate quote. How much time should I book the strolling magician for? Great question. This depends on two main factors. The first factor is going to be how many guests you have attending your event. If I'm working, for example, a large corporate function or a large dinner party and there's several hundred people in attendance, I may be booked for 2 to 3 hours. If it's a smaller event, there's of course the luxury of being able to perform just a little bit longer for each group. So that sort of brings us though into the second factor, and that is how much time do you want the magician to spend with each group? Often with a big group, I will only be doing 3 to 5 minutes at each table because there will be several hundred people there and I've got to make my way to everybody else. On the other side, it's a smaller, more intimate crowd. Oftentimes I'll do maybe 10 minutes at each table or for each group, giving them a little bit more. You just want enough magic to get people excited, break the ice, get them talking, laughing, wow them a little bit, and then move on to the next group. When is the best time to have the strolling magic? At the beginning of the event, during a welcoming reception or a cocktail hour, that is the ideal time. You want to use magic, strolling magic particularly, as a way to welcome people, again, break the ice, get them to relax, get them talking. Moving into the rest of the event, during dinner, I try to avoid that during the main meal so guests can eat. But the end of dinner, so during dessert or perhaps during coffee or tea, that is an excellent time to have a strolling magician sort of wandering around. Should I tell our guests that we're having a magician? I love it when guests do not know that I'm gonna be there, or when guests don't know a performer's gonna be there who's a magician. You want guests to be excited and sort of thrown off a little bit when they're approached by a performer. When they start to hear that other groups are seeing this performer and that there's a magician there and they're reading minds and all these amazing things are happening, it really builds anticipation and excitement for that moment when I do get to their group and start performing. On the other hand, if you're super excited and you wanna get people excited about it in advance, perfectly fine as well. Either way, your guests are gonna be excited and have a great time. Can we have the Strolling Magic performed outside? Absolutely. Absolutely. Anywhere that the guests go, the magic will follow. So if the guests are outside, the magic can definitely go outside. Of course, if there's any sort of extreme weather, such as rain or a intense tornado, perhaps avoid the outside entertainment as a whole. But if you're happy with your guests being outside in that environment and they're comfortable, then the Strolling Magic can of course be performed outside, not a problem. Can I schedule the Strolling Magic during dinner? Okay, yes and no. Here's my 2 cents on this and what I suggest. During the main portion of dinner, which is the main entree when everyone's eating, I do not suggest doing it. You can technically, and I have in the past, and it's okay, but you really don't want to give your guests too much to do at once. Let them relax, enjoy the meal, and then schedule the Strolling Magic to start preferably at the end of dinner. So this would be when the desserts are coming out, people are having coffee and tea. This is the perfect time for Strolling Magic. All right, next question. Can we have loud music in the background? If you have background music playing, that's actually a really great thing, but it needs to be kept at a level in which normal conversation can be held. I do a lot of corporate events at nightclubs during the holidays, also some private events. The music is just banging all night long. If that's the case, I usually know about it in advance, and I have certain tricks and material that I perform that can be done without me needing to speak.
No, I hate this.
In the end, this always just comes back to communication with the performer before the event. Let them know what's gonna be happening, and they'll be able to guide you along the path. Okay, this question really makes me happy. Is it possible to have both a show and Strolling Magic together at the same event? Absolutely. Strolling Magic works as such a great precursor to the rest of the event, especially if you're doing a show later on. It creates, again, anticipation and excitement leading up to the show. So when the show eventually does start, they already know who I am, and we are off and running and having a great time. Quite often, the performer can do what's called a finale performance. The finale show can be anywhere from 15 minutes to 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You can totally customize the length, so keep this as something in your back pocket to keep in mind as a little extra add-on for the party. When should I book, and is there a deadline? So rule of thumb, sooner is always better. It doesn't help to wait all the way to the last second to book somebody. Oftentimes you won't get the performer that you want. Start that conversation, give them a call, and inquire about your event and their availability. What else makes Strolling Magic extremely powerful? Well, the fact that it is a universal art form says it all. Magic breaks down the barriers of language and cultural differences in that you don't have to speak the same language to understand and be amazed at what's going on. My favorite application is at a trade show or a corporate event where there's a lot of international guests visiting. This gives everybody something to bond over. Same thing with wedding receptions, extended family and friends from all over the world. Magic is an activity that everybody can enjoy together. Okay, and that pretty much wraps everything up. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. I hope this video brought you some valuable information. If you have any direct questions for me specifically regarding availability or booking for your next event, feel free to contact me directly via the website link in the description. I'm always looking forward to hearing from you and possibly performing at your next event. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.